Good morning. I got up early this morning, got an early start this morning, and wasn't quite sure which direction to go this morning. I am inspired to name my topics, name my videos before I do them. For me, a name has always been first. Name something to begin to make it real. At least real in the sense that we have to deal with reality as long as we're in the body form. We have to deal with life as it finds us. And out of habit, perhaps we call this reality. So I'm inspired for, these are gifts, the titles that begin to shape it. So this morning I was wrestling with two. I usually wake up and iPad is nearby and I write these titles down as they come to me and list them in order. And I don't always stick to the order. This morning is a good example because I'm kind of torn between two, and honestly, I could go in either direction. One of the blessings of getting up early is watch the transition from darkness to light. It's a very subtle series of changes. Quite organic. And like many things, it's hard to tell when one slips into another. So I spent some time this morning watching the mountains, watching the darkness surrender as it does daily to the light that's replacing it. And just to remind us that the rhythm of life is the same. One thing transitions into another. How we feel about this transition has absolutely no impact, no import to what transpires. The change is coming. What we can influence is simply our feelings, our acceptance of the inevitable. And here is when we all bring our own gifts to our lives and the lives of people around us. I've always admired people with great levels of creativity, no matter what they are. I always wanted to be really good at something. And it always seemed that I'm more the type to be okay at everything instead of really good at something. The fastest, the smartest, the best artist, the best guitar player. Yeah, those were elusive things for me. I never felt the best at anything. And then it dawned on me, why can't I be the best at doing everything okay? The best at okayness. See, we look for our talent wherever we might find it. I spent a long part of my life wondering exactly what my arena of creativity was to be, is, possibly could be. And I started looking for commonalities amongst those people that really excelled, that were hands above everybody else in their creativity, in their personal application of this gift of creativity. Where's the commonalities? I wanted some of it for myself, and this is how my mind works. Start looking for the secrets of success. Well, the first thing that dawned on me is propensity. People are propelled towards certain arenas. Gifted people. As we as a group find them and see them, what's your gift? And reading history, reading their stories, a commonality seemed to be that they knew from an early age. Okay, so we have propensity. So take a look at your propensities. If you're looking for your talent, if you're looking for your particular arena of creativity, look within. What impels you? Remember, impel, compel. Compel is force from the inside. Parents make you play piano. Parents make you study hard. Well, as we who are parents know, we truly can't make anybody do anything. We're well served if we can make ourselves do something consistently. So, let go of that dream of influencing somebody else, of compelling somebody else. But search, be aware, be awake to what might be impelling, what is coming through, what is coming from within. And provide an environment the best that you can that nurtures this. Now this is for your children, your students, but of course it's for yourself. if you're looking for your talent, and in my experience, looking was all that I could do because I didn't feel impelled to do anything except to discover what I always knew, to escape separation and division and be embraced in unity. This was always with me. This is what my calling was. This is what my gift, this is what was available to me to nurture, to support, to encourage. Even while looking at others with their talents. I grew up as a swimmer. I loved the water. Was fortunate that I was encouraged to go in the water at a young age. And I watched people around me excel. Some of them. And I was always okay. In the races, it seemed my competition was for third place. I was in a battle always for third because 3 positions medal, gold, silver, and bronze. And I was always in contention for third place. And my love of the water and living in Hawaii led me to surfing. Now surfing, I was always, again, surprise, surprise, I was okay. I learned the water, I learned the conditions, I knew the waves, but by no means did I ever excel. Body surfing was, with no board, just fins, was something that I was able to do a little better than most. Certainly not stand out, but coupled with my strength, my persistence, was okay, a little better than okay as a body surfer. In school came easy to me, but I was seldom, if ever, a standout. Just did well. And what was the difference here between me and people that did so much better? People that were talented, people who appeared smarter, people who seemed to accomplish more. Well, a commonality amongst them is consistency, practice, in other words. Practice, and practice some more. Well, the only thing that I was able to consistently practice was meditation. From a quite early age, consistent practice of meditation. And perhaps, who knows, that whatever success I've achieved in my chosen area, the realms of the spirit. My practice paid off. Who knows? I do know that my rigorous discipline, self-imposed rigorous discipline, limitations, imposing limitations on myself, didn't work. It took me 30 years to figure that out. It took the beard getting gray to figure it out. It took the hair disappearing, at least from the top of my head. I've always laughed because that hair has migrated. I have as much hair now as I ever did. It's just on different parts of the body than when it started. It migrated, I guess you might say. So this practice, this discipline, it pays off if you have the propensity. Practice plus propensity, practice plus talent. But can we expand these boundaries of arenas of creativity? Can they expand to be more inclusive? To give us, the rest of us, a chance to be, to enjoy, to express, to fulfill the gifts that we've each been blessed with. Is that in the realm of possibilities? Well, I'm attempting to do that today, expand. And the first thing that comes to mind is a previous video, a previous segment I did is called When I Paint My Masterpiece. And kudos to Bob Dylan, a long-time favorite. In fact, he was here last night, at least not here in Hualien, but here in Taipei, here in Taiwan last night, giving a concert. So, thanks, Bob. Enjoy Taiwan. I hope it treats you well. But when I paint my masterpiece, it's talking about arenas of creativity. And at that time, the segment I talked about, this is our masterpiece. What you see as you look at this video, as you look at me, is you see my 70 years of life. And how does it show up? Yeah. But if you embrace every wrinkle, if you embrace every sagging muscle, because 70 years this gravity's been working on you. 70 years is a long time. Gravity's been doing its job. So this is one, perhaps our greatest masterpiece, which we're all equally gifted to the opportunity to make it great. We face the world with our masterpiece. So, if you consider your impact on those around you. Because whether you know it or not, we all have impact. We influence those around us continually, whether it's at the market, whether it's in our recreational activities, intellectual activities, creative. We all have equal opportunity to benefit those around us by our efforts, by our arenas of creativity. What could be more important than this creation? At least in the world of Maya. Because even though it's an illusion, it exists for a purpose. And the purpose is to provide a canvas, to provide a blank page for us to record our journeys, our sorrows, our joys. Could there be a greater mandate? So we all have equal opportunities in expressing our own arena of creativity. We tend to forget, we tend to overlook, we tend to lionize, we tend to idolize, we tend to celebrate others who've accomplished, who through diligence, through practice, propensity, we celebrate their contributions. And that is as it should be. We all should celebrate a great artist. We should all appreciate a great musician. Fortunately, there's such a variety out there that maybe if you couldn't appreciate a classical pianist, you could appreciate a blues guitarist. There's varieties for us to appreciate. And I started this with talking about my search for any area that I excelled in. And the best I could come up with is that I'm okay, sometimes pretty good, at mostly everything. And it took me a long time to see this as a gift, to appreciate that my arena of creativity included or was being okay. Okayness. Yeah. Even though part of me wanted to be much better than okay. But I see the fairness in a world that at first glance appears to be very unfair. And a lot of people who, most of them that I'm closer study, who really excelled in one area, lacked in another area. And that I begin to see that, okay, I didn't have this, I didn't excel, but I didn't hugely lack in any area either. And it takes some looking to see this as a gift. And that's what I'm encouraging all of us to do, is to look within. What's impelling? Learn to attempt to ignore what's compelling. It's tough, but you can do it. I guess what I'm really saying here is learn to be content with the gifts that you have. Utilize the gifts that you have to help make a better world. Leave this world a little better than you found it. These things we can all do. We do have an impact, as I mentioned earlier. We all have an impact. Some, by the nature of who and what we are, appears to be greater. Appears from this side, looking out, looking at the other. Their impact seems to be greater than ours. And what I'm trying to say is that it's not about greater or lesser. It's about expressing, utilizing, discovering, promoting, encouraging your blessings, your arenas of creativity. And as you're able to promote from within, as you're able to first find, recognize, and then nurture, encourage, support. On a personal level, then you can become prepared for a greater job to do the same for those around you. Of course, we live within concentric circles. We have that group that's the most close to us. Some of them, whether we're mother, father, teacher, we're given the opportunity to nurture them directly. They come in contact with us as the circles increase. Physical contact is not what it's about any longer. It's about impact on the environment around us. We can find our gifts to fulfill And in that process, as long as it's selfless, as long as it's bhakti, as long as it's through devotion and love, we all can contribute. And all this started for me, these realizations started with me, for me, with the simple acceptance of my apparent lack of an arena that I excelled in, a talent, an element of creativity that pushed me to be amongst the best. First seeing that it wasn't meant to be, and then understanding that the one thing that impelled me, the journey to discover what I've always known, the longing for that unity, the refusal to accept separation and division, was my gift. This is what I wanted to fulfill. And I smile now because in the process of fulfilling this, the I gets lost, doesn't it? It gets lost in the personal sense, the egoic sense, to only be replaced by the universal I, which is we, us. I am. I am that I am. Not I am what I am. What I am is illusory. It's based on conjecture. It's based on Maya, illusion, what I think. Thinking on a personal level can be problematic, whereas thinking on a universal level is constructive and useful and a benefit to all. So take a look. Take a good look. Embrace okayness if you're like me. If you do have a gift, by all means,